Alfie on Santos today, so hopefully we don't hear him in the background getting ready. I may have to cut this morning short, so it might, 35, 40 minutes this morning because I need to get to Adelaide ready for Alfie to run some events, which will be fun. All right, what have we got here? Crew on. Love it. Morning, Steffi Burke. Hope you're well. Nemo, Libby. Mel's is on. Love your commitment, Mel's, at the moment, playing some really good netball. Maddie Coombe, our local beautician, keeping us all beautiful. We've got on Laura. Laura's a really great netballer from another club, and she's been jumping in on Pilates, which is great. Lana Bagshaw, my bestie, is always on. Welcome, Kylie. It's nice to have you back on. KP Bass, love having you on. She's a superstar up in Early Beach and just the queen of trails and long runs. She's a machine. Morning, Jackie, Enzy, Emily, Brooke, and Foz. That's all I can see to start with. Oh, Amber's on. Love it. All right, let's start, guys, with a beautiful stretch. So thread the needle. So coming down onto both of your knees, 4-point kneel for those hands. Then from here, I would like you to take your right arm up towards the sky. Eye gaze follows, and we're rotating through those ribs. All right, we are really focused here, team, on the lower body, staying as still as possible. And then take a nice little inhale breath as we thread the fingertips underneath the arm. We want to try and fold that shoulder down towards the floor, maybe softening through your left arm. What I don't want to see is that change of your pelvis position, so not sort of rolling through that right side. Take a big breath as we float that hand back up to the sky. Opening out. We're going to hold here for a little moment, maybe taking another breath to get a little bit more rotation. We've got the weight here through the pinky sides of the hand on that left side. We're reaching under again. Coming down through. Again, a little pause, maybe pressing the knuckles down into the floor, creating a little bit more tension. Beautiful, nice big breath as we float back. Last rotation here before we swap sides. Great way to start. Today's workout is a little bit different. We are starting with a little ab workout. So some supine abs. And then we are going to come into like a little bit of a circuit flow. Love me a PT circuit. All right, swapping sides. So right hand is now connected. We're not jammed down into those wrists and elbows. We're softened through the biceps and triceps. From here, take that rotation, left arm up to the sky. Again, really allow those ribs to open. Draw the scapula down. Take a big inhale breath as you float. And you can see here that my body is staying as still as possible. It's that grounding feeling, that foundation that we often talk about in Pilates. Those cylinders, unthreading here, taking a breath. Love it. Maybe one more breath to come around a little bit more. And then breathing as you reach under. Press those knuckles down into the floor. Oh, yeah, I got a crack. Nice. Been waiting for that. All right. Unthread. Let's bring our left foot forward now. We're going to continue with this movement in a half kneel. So finding that left arm now on the inside of the left leg. And we're just going to open out here 3 times with a little bit more tempo now. So I'm just going to open, hold, bring it back down. Perfect. And then the last little flow, both of your hands by your feet come to that kind of static lunge position at the bottom. Press the hips down, drive the knee forward. Bring that hip back inside. And again, we'll open up here for 5. So adding in that hip flexor now. Warming the body up. Last 2. Perfect. All right, placing that knee down, switching sides now. So just that half kneel first, right hand on the inside of the right leg, and then we're going to open out. And we'll go 3 here before we come into our nice high running position. All of our SA crew know how important the old sand toss running is. So it's like inter-school against all the Adelaide schools. Come to that long stretch now, guys. 5 here. So Alfie's running the 3K in open boys, and then he has the 800 and the 400. So some big events for Alf. Can't wait to watch him. Nothing better. Last one here. Beautiful. All righty, come all the way up. We're just going to go for 2 little roll downs here. So starting with those shoulders back, chin to chest, scoop the belly up, take those palms down the fronts of our legs. We're just going to roll all the way down. So we've got these little roll downs a few times throughout today. All right, and then we're going to roll back up through that lower spine. So we're thinking like ragdoll upper body here, really scooping the ribs. Once we lift the eye gaze, lift those arms, we're going to go for 3 circles here. Allow those ribs to flare. Open up the body. Beautiful. Hands come back down to the quads, chin to chest. Scoop. Press that belly up. Think about reaching into the bottom of a Sulo bin. You've just dropped your car keys in. We've all done that. And then we're trying to touch them, grab them, without touching the stinky bin. It makes sense to me. Good. We're going to reverse those arms now. So take them back over those shoulders 3 times. Beautiful. We'll go to a full roll down now to find our supine abs and ready to really fire up those bellies. So once we find the hands to the floor, walking yourself out, keeping the core on nice and strong, no rocking. Beautiful. Then from there, you can place those knees down and make your way to your back. All right. Actually, I'm going to face this way for something different. Okay. So we're going to start with our femur arcs, head down. So really starting to connect through the back of the body here. So both legs coming up to tabletop. We're thinking about that distance and space with the knee coming away from the hip joint. So taking the toes down, so energy out the big toe, maintaining a nice flat body, flat spine as we lift that leg back up. So this should not be quick, guys. If it's quick, it means that we are kind of using momentum and swinging. All right, it should be this real lever type feeling. Beautiful. So we're going here for 10 in total. We've got quite a few moves with a little chest lift in between each set. So we'll come into a nice little crunch each time. I'm really grounded through opposite leg. I'm thinking about that femur, pressing really heavy into my pelvis to stop any instability. We'll go 1 more. I literally can't count. Right side. Beautiful. Bring the other leg down. Both feet are flat, hands behind the back of the head. And let's find our little baby chest lift here. So again, we'll progress a little bit more intense as we go. We do finish on our beautiful nutcrackers. Again, I quite often use a reformer workout and I take parts of that and turn it into my mat work. So a few of my girls would have done this exercise Tuesday morning or maybe Monday night. Good. All righty, from there, hands go back by the side, really imprint those lats and triceps into the bed, into the floor, Come back to that tabletop position, bent knee fall out here. So the biggest challenge here is to not externally rotate the hip. We want to think about the whole leg moving as one. So it doesn't actually change out of that 90 position. And then we use those lower abdominals to draw the leg back to tabletop. And then we take a breath. Now, the hardest part here, guys, is that opposite hip bone will try and come with the leg. So really using those obliques, the glutes, all right, to stabilize the opposite side. Again here, working for our 10 rep count. Coming back over. So it's just slow, it's steady. This is basic abdominal work here, guys. And sometimes the basic shit is the best shit. All right. It's about being present with the movement. Where am I moving from? How much load and pressure am I actually applying? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel pressury? Or does it feel like a beautiful float? We want the float. One more here, right side. Perfect. Place those feet down, hands behind the back of the head, back to our little crunch here. So again here, I'm not forcing my neck. All right, my head is actually hammocked within my hands. My elbows are nice and soft. And then I'm scooping up. Again, not, I don't know if some of you saw my Instagram the other day. Dr. Curse, he's called. And he talks about like when you're coming all the way up, quite often you're just smashing down into your lumbar spine. And it's so true. It's about the movement being really isolated. Those ribs funneling down, those first two abdominals underneath the bra line, taking the load here. Love it. All right, guys, we're going to intensify this to our double leg femur arcs now. Now, if you are struggling with lower back staying imprinted, you will go back to your singles, or you will move just baby knees, all right? So the challenge here, fam, is to bring both of those legs down, trying to find the toes to the floor without that doming and popping coming up through the center, the arch in the back, all right? So you can see here with my breath, I need an exhale breath to control my abdominals. You may need an inhale. So I want you to do 10 reps and maybe change your breath and see what feels easier for you to maintain your abdominals tight and your back flat. All right, again, it's that real sort of tippy feeling coming from the pelvis. Yeah, good. Nice. Just make sure, Brooke, that your knees are coming away from your hips. You're kind of doing more of like just the toes down. Just make sure we've got that length away. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Poor Brooke's on my main screen, guys, so she's getting picked on. Love it. Go here for one more. And like I said, if it means you're just working there, just try and fire and then bring it back out. Hands behind the back of the head, but let's keep those legs in tabletop now. Let's find a little bit of a higher crunch as far as the chest is going to go now. It should feel a little bit easier to get higher with the legs in tabletop. The movement pattern is just a little bit different now. So always exhale breath to lift for our curls. And again, not applying too much pressure through the lower belly, all right? We don't want that to kind of come in play. All right, that bracing will actually restrict your movement. Just flowy. Love me some flow. Good. Yeah, perfect, guys. All right, again, arms by your side. Keep those legs in tabletop. Those transverse abdominals are working hard just in this position. We're finding our double leg fallout now. So both of our knees and feet are moving as one, as we take both legs out to the side, and then we bring both of those legs back to the center by drawing those abdominals back into the midline. So we find length as we open up, and then we exhale, tighten to bring that position back in. Again here, rep count is 10. We've got one more set of those ab curls before we find some nutcrackers, and then we're going to jump into a little circuit. So a pretty tense upper weight limb bearing circuit. So for those of you who have any wrist issues, just being really mindful of the cues when I give them to not really jam down into those wrist joints. Love it. All right, let's find those legs still, hands behind the back of the head. Let's go again. Crunching here. Breath to go. Exhale, inhale, control. Again, just checking in on what those elbows are doing, trying to not crunch. Nice and long through the neck. Rolling the spine. Nothing feels better than an ab curl, a Pilates ab curl. Last two. All right, we have a set of dead bugs here. Oops, I forgot my last one. Okay, so again, if you need to rest those legs for a little moment, you can. So if you want to maybe just do your arm variation here, if you're starting to fatigue through that lower belly, you can literally just focus on your arm mobility. If not, we'll come with our double arm movement pattern here. So again, that cross-train rib to hip connection on the opposite side. We are then keeping our left arm as still as possible, our right leg as still as possible as we send the fingertips and toes away. So I'm really grounding again through those lower belly muscles to stop the arch in the back. We switch sides. Now the challenge here, team, is to not pull the opposite knee, so the stabilizing knee into the body, nor allowing the arm to go overhead. So naturally, the two limbs want to try and follow the moving limbs. We're working really hard here. It's length through those abdominals. Damn, I am on fire. Love this. We're close. One more on each side. Checking in on where it's feeling heavy. Taking that just arm option if you need. All right. Have a little moment. We're going to find some nutcracker. How's everyone going there? It's so good, isn't it? The basic stuff. So good. All righty. Nutcracker fam. So now we're going to kind of put the two moves together. So bringing those legs up to tabletop, we're going to place the hands behind the back of the head. Hands stacked on top of each other. From here, we curl up, we open up through the knees as we reach into that curl. So we're putting the arms and the legs together now. Have a little hold here, and then we inhale, lower the chest back down, hands back over the face, knees together. And again, exhale, breath open, lift and reach. Again, temptation, fam, is to always try and bring the lower body to meet. So maybe finding your tailbone coming off the bed. All right, we want to, again, really ground. That foundation is strong here. We're drawing those tummy muscles firmly down, but without force. Oops, I'm forgetting to close my legs there. Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. All right, hold up on this one for me. Stay here. Let's find some little baby reaches. Yes, guys, you should be feeling those first two abs underneath your bra line if you're wearing one. Maybe those first ribs if you're a bloke. Reaching forward here. Last two. Beautiful. And close it down. Take a little side to side stretch. We have one layer to go, guys. And that is our core in a supine position complete. Certainly not complete. All right, nutcracker number 2. So again, if you want to, options are keep the feet down and reach. Options are to stay with our nutcracker 1. All right, the move I'm after today is now our nutcracker 2. So we open. Once we're at the top, we extend both legs long, fold in, and bring everything back down. So reach and open, we hold. So try not to move, guys, with the curl. All right, I want you to try and get there first, then find the extension. Think about the legs going out on a 45-degree angle. All right, instead of straight up to the ceiling. That looks really good, fam. So good. Extend, bend. Yeah, nice. Here for another 2, and you guys guessed it, we've got the pulse. Holding up at the top here now, guys. Take a moment, reach. If you need to maybe soften those knees, you can. Just lower those legs slightly, Lana, for me. Yep, perfect, thank you. Good, try and straighten those legs, Nemo. Get those hamstrings on, girlfriend. Love it. 2 and 1, roll up. No getting away, guys, if your camera's on. Love it. I've finally got everyone on my top of skiing. All right. That's our supine. You can see, guys, that grounding through the back is where most of that work comes through the front of the body. Okay, let's make our way over to a 4-point kneel. We're going to go with a little bird dog first. Then we come into a hover. Then from there, Alfie, careful. Got the camera on. Alfie's walking past in a tower, guys. Off you go, mate. Yeah, we've got some 4-point kneels, downward dog, some leg pull, some frog plank progressions, some squats, and we just keep rolling through. So there's about 15 exercises. All right, we're going to have some fun. 4-point kneel first. Sorry, cues here, guys, for upper weight limb bearing. Might face this way, actually. Is maintaining the eyes of the elbows in towards each other. So if they're facing outwards, you can see that the shoulder girdle is sort of compromised in that forward position. We want to think about that wrapping of the lats down and around. I've then got the weight through the pinky sides of my hands. All right, we are on our hands for some time, so I want us to really make sure that we have got that set up correct. Then from here, keeping the body as still as possible, we are going to again go right leg back, left arm forward, and not really shifting the body across to that opposite side. So we tend to move to the kneeling leg. We want to try and stay as central as we can. Fingertips and toes along the ground for as long as possible before we find the lift to really assist in that slow, controlled movement pattern. It's funny, guys. These videos all get uploaded to YouTube after, and I went back through and I've got some videos from 2020, and God, I was so shit. Isn't it amazing that, you know, everyone in their profession continues, if you do the work and practice what you preach, to evolve and get better and just learn and learn and learn. And that's where I'm at now, which is good, and I can't wait to see Tara as a hot 50-year-old. A little Pilates meal. I'll be a granny. One more on each side here, guys. I turned 41 on Sunday, guys. I have enjoyed being 40, but a number's a number. Who really gives a fuck, hey? All right, let's come back down. Little hover now. So now we're going to find those knees coming on and off the bed. So the weight's going to come a little bit more into those arms now, and then lower those knees back down. So exhale, lift up, inhale down, exhale up. And again, here I'm trying to keep my spine as flat as I can. So not rolling through mid-thoracic. All right, we're just trying to do a little ab lift and really focus on everything else staying nice and still. We're progressing this to a nice little downward dog hamstring stretch in 2. Good. Okay, holding this hover for me. Shoulders down and back. Then from there, nose towards the knees. As the knees go away, we're going to try and ground through the backs of those legs, find the heels on. Then we take a little roll through the spine as we come back to our 4-point kneel hover position. And again, lengthen, push, drive the heels down, scoop the belly, lower back to that neutral flat spine. And again, energy out through the heels here. Feet are nice and grounded into our mats. Load is even through those arms. Perfect. Yeah, nice, guys. Looking good. Here for another 2. Enjoy that beautiful Achilles stretch. Really send those hips up, open up through that thoracic. Last little layer. Come back to your plank position, hold. Maybe walk those hands out now to find straight legs. Again, options are here, guys, are just to bring those knees down and maybe just find a little straight leg lift with one knee down. All right, our harder option is to be up in our full plank, and then we are finding our leg pull lift. So bringing that right leg off of the floor, everything stays still and straight. Good. That heel is just coming to glute height, not above. Maybe bringing those hips down just slightly. Good. Pulling up through lower belly. 2 more on our right leg. And then bring those knees down. Take a child's pose stretch before we come across to our left leg. Beautiful. Let's do it. Come back up for me. Lock the lats. Lengthen the legs. Take the load now through that right side. Lifting up and down here. Yeah. Nice. Love it. Here for 3. Really use the hamstring here, guys. Try not to swing from the knee. Good. Place those knees down. Come off of those hands for a little moment and just roll the wrists out. We've got one more layer here, guys, before we come to some leg work. All right. Again, here I'm going to progress this. Just stay where you need to. It does intensify as per Cara World. All of my exercises intensify. All right, so let's start here in this little hover position, plank position. And then I want us just to bring our left foot forward in front of our left hand and just hold that position and then tap it back. Bring right leg forward. So hip mobility, guys, is where we'll start to feel this. All right, we're just alternating left to right side here. Stretching out. Go one more. Damn, my hips are tight. Good. All right. Then from there, guys, we're going to bring leg forward, sit the bum down and raise those arms up. Then the hands come back down. We step back. All right. So it's like a little end range or bottom range burpee. Forward. Try and keep that tail low. So what we don't want to do is bring that bum really high. Good. Last 2. Hands off, chest up. Last 1. Perfect. Final layer, guys. For 4 reps. All right. Both legs come. Half burpee here. Find your full plank. Under. Long plank. Squat, hands come off. We've got one more. Oh, nearly stacked it. Love it. Come up to standing, guys. That looks really good. Well done. Very good. All right. Shall we take a wide squat? We've just warmed those hips up. So let's turn those toes out. All right. I want us to try and keep our chest nice and lifted here. All right. And then just thinking about those hips sinking straight down. Got a bit of heart rate there. Thank you. My dad's staying over again. He's doing some work up this way. And they've got a little jug. And it's just constant. Every time there's a noise, one dog barks and the next dog barks. It's, I need those collars that zap them. All right, team. We're going to stay down at the bottom in 3. Make sure those legs are turned out, so toes need to be turned out for this to get proper range. Okay, hold here at the bottom. Let's lift just the right heel off. Place it back down, left heel off, and then come up. Down, lift, and stand. Good. So just alternating a little heel lift at the bottom. Beautiful. That looks good, guys. We're going to stay down at the bottom. Next time we come down and just come into those singles. So staying here, just transitioning now the weight through the ball of the foot. Good. This looks hilarious on my screen, by the way. We all look like little crabs, yeah. Fuckers. We might add in some like, whoa. No, we won't. All right, stay there, guys. Both heels now. Both heels. Chest is up. Love it. Good work. Stay with me. We're here for 3, 2, 1, and press up. Beautiful. All righty, let's find a RDL, and I want to pretty much have a straight leg position here. So again, this is all about creating like that feeling of holding onto a heavy barbell. I want the knees just slightly softened. Shoulder blades are going to draw back. And then from there, we're just going to bring that chest down as we send the bum back. We've got a nice flat spine. So right here, guys, my hamstrings probably tear again, are on length, and then I'm standing back up. So again, creating this feeling of force like you're moving through mud. All right. Lengthen the hamstrings and then shorten as we stand. Beautiful. So if you have got some dumbbells, you're more than welcome to hold them here too, but you honestly don't need it. It's more about the movement pattern and really focusing on your spine. You can see my spine, guys, it's pretty flat. All right, there's no curl or roll in it. And it's that flatness, it's that pubic bone really pressing away from my belly button versus, you know, trying to keep it under us as we come down. All right, let's go to a single now. So everything else stays the same, but I want you to keep now your right leg off the floor, and we're just going to continue that move. It becomes a little bit harder, obviously, all right, because we don't have that stability through both feet, but I want you to try and still keep that same movement pattern, the same depth. All right. Again, it's not, it's designed for both balance and control and strength. All right, if I wanted to just load you, then I'd have you touching a wall and maybe some weights, but it's more stabilizing for those ankles. Good. So just making sure that leg's not bending too much, the knees just softened, lowering the chest down. 2 more here. Good. Perfect. All right, come straight to the other side. So I'm pretty restricted here, team. I'm just going to do the same leg again. My right hamstring's no good. So you guys will go to your right leg. All right, and then we'll just go again. Oh, good morning, Harry. Harry just said I'm being too loud. Shock. Oh, he just said, because you are. Oh, my God, I love him. Harry and I have been doing a little nighttime meditation together, and it's been a game changer for, you know, that bedtime stress that parents have. It's been beautiful. He quite often has his little hand on my heart, and it's, very special. All right. Coming on down, guys. So we're going to do 4 layers here for our glutes. All right, we're in a horse kick. This is called our horse kick setup. Hardest part is obviously getting down onto the hand. So fingertips here, if you can go palm, that is fabulous. So we're going into some lateral flexion first. So bringing that hand down, but not changing where that leg is positioned on the kneeling side. Then from here, we are starting to lift that leg up and off the floor and back down. Again, being mindful as we lift that we don't shift the body. All right, we are asking the leg to move independently here. Nice. It'll feel quite jammy as you get to the top end of your lift. That's very normal. Good. Last 3, we're going to hold up. Good, really think about that underneath oblique, guys. It's working here, hold here. Just some little forward and backs, keeping the body nice and still. So forward and back movements, nice and still. Love it. All right, then from there, just coming straight down now, guys, onto your elbow. All right, Pippa, get lost. This is the jug, everyone. Oh, it's a random dog. Straight leg lifts here. Again, we are underneath engaged. All right, so oblique, nice and strong here. So this is layer number 2. Our leg movement stays exactly the same. Our body position is just going to change throughout the next 10 to 20 moves. Good. Nice. Okay, let's come straight down onto the hand. Everything else stays the same. All right, I've still got that little peephole underneath the side waist. I'm not sinking down into the floor. My leg just continues to move with control, up and down. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Perfect. Last 2. Get lost, dog. Good. Bet down onto the bicep. Last layer here. Lifting up. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Frankie, get lost. Lifting that leg up and down. Dog Pilates here. That leg should be on fire. We have a little isometric hold, guys. Just watch. We're not swinging. No swinging. Lifting. Good. Hold here for 10, 9. Toes above those hip bones for me. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, how good is that? All right, guys, we've just got that little series to go on the other side, and then we are all done. All right, we're doing well for time here. So coming across horse kick first. So we'll find that side bend. All right, bringing that hand down towards the floor. Okay, this might feel better on this side. It may feel tighter. Just watching that we're not losing that hip to knee connection. Starting with those lifts here. So yes, it feels restricted. Just watch head position too. Try not to look at your feet. Try and keep that neck nice and long. Up and down. Beautiful. Core on tight. Holding up at the top here, guys. Let's find some little side to sides. The movement doesn't need to be big. Emphasis is on the height of the foot. Oh, let's hope that it's not hovering just above your mat. Find the length here. Beautiful. Coming straight down onto your elbow. Underneath knees bent. Let's come straight into that lift. All right, we're continuing that movement. Toes just in front of that top hip. Engage through the underneath side. My dad is here literally razzing up Harry. No idea of the Zoom world. Silent background. Oh, funny. Here for 3. We're coming down, head in hand. Continue that leg for me. Head in hand. Underneath the obliques lifted. Keep that same speed and tempo through the leg. Glutes on fire here. Very excited. I'm getting a cortisone in my bottom today. I'm that excited to try and eliminate some pain. For me, this feels quite gnarly. But anyway, it should be good. Hopefully then I can start to load it again. All right, head down in the bicep. Or last layer here, fam, with an isometric hold. You guys are doing so well. Today was a lot, as per usual. Every week I'm always like, oh, I hope I can come up with something. And once I start, guys, it just flows. It just happens. Every movement has a purpose. There's a reason behind everything I plan, and it just comes to me, and then I go, oh, that's why I did that. Let's hold here now for 10. Lifting that leg up. Oh, my God. Let's go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Oh, yeah, Nick's going to jump in for 5 just while I get ready. So you guys have got 5 minutes left. Nick's he just wants the main stage here. He's been dying to hijack my session. So again, thanks everyone for joining. I just love this space. I love the way you guys move. Yeah, it's just very, very special. So I'll chuck you over to Nick while I get out the door.
All right, we'll just do a little bit of balance work for 5 minutes. So if you can grab either 2 or 3 towels or a little cushion or a little jug.
All right, you ready to roll?
I want you to stand on one leg. So a little cushion, something nice and squishy. Just give you 20 seconds to find something. Cheers. All right, we'll all start on our left legs to start with. So everyone's standing on your left leg. I want you to imagine you're standing on a compass. So you got north out the front, south out the back, east and west. Okay, and I want you to bend your knee if you can. And I want you to think about putting all your weight through your toes. So you go to the north, so try and maintain that pressure through your toes and just isometric hold. So you go for 20 to 30 seconds. You should start to burn. Sit your bum back into think about sitting into a chair. Keep that pressure through the forefoot. Good, and these can be held for longer. It's a good one to practice on your own in your own time, which we don't do enough of. And then we go to the heel. So thinking about if I get my heel, but putting that pressure through the south part of your foot, so the back, the posterior part of your foot, sitting back into that chair. Toes should be loose, should be able to move. Not amazing at these, I should have done something I was good at. But I need to do them. Hold there, number 10. Keeping through that heel, toes are loose, knees soft. Good. Then we'll go for the outside of the foot. So now we go the pinky side of the foot. I'm shocking at these. If you're terrible or worse than me, you might want to just go on the ground and do it. But ideally, you'd be doing this on a soft surface. Good. Maintain that pressure through the outside of the foot. Jeez, rubbish. Good, and then you should be really cooking around the ankle, quad, glutes, hopefully. Now we'll go to the inside of the foot. So we'll do north, south, east, and west. So trying to keep your knee relatively medial and just getting the ankle rolling inwards. Get that pressure through the medial part of the foot. Number 10. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. Good. Little burn. Just been for a run, so I'm a bit fired up. All right, we'll go again. So you can do a different order if you want on your own, but for now, let's go north. So we'll go onto the toes, have your heel just off, like no pressure in the heel, all through the forefoot. Bend your knee. The lower you get, the harder. You maintain that pressure. And then we'll go to the heel, that's out. That's a massive mouth getting fried. Oh, this is my dodgy foot. Through the heel, keep that pressure there. I'm wobbling everywhere. Good, so the softer the surface you've got for this one, the harder it is. Think about all our new running shoes, they're all soft as. We're running on foam. Need to work on that ankle stability. It's a big problem I see a lot in especially new runners or when they change shoes. All right, we'll go to the medial part of the foot. Keep that pressure through the inside of the foot. Lower leg should be really burning. Mine is. Tibant, calf, perineals, glute a little bit. Then outside the foot to finish off. Keep that pressure firm through the outside of the foot. Inside the foot's really lift it up. Car's taking photos. Alright. Me. Good. Losing it. Awesome. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. Just a little bit of padding time. But yeah, really good one to be doing in your own time, even as a prep for a run. Wouldn't recommend it for after a run. All right, have a good one, guys. Have fun.